I got to go to Tanzania. It was honestly the most amazing thing. It's something that we had dreamed about and actually talked about on Big Brother in the live feeds. I think we talked about with Jeff and Jordan about it, how we wanted to go on a trip to, because they had already been on Amazing Race season 13, how we wanted to go to Kenya, and that would be like so amazing if we could go on a safari. And then when we went to Tanzania, we got to go on a safari. And I mean, they like really took us on a safari. Like we went through the Ngorongoro crater, like it was so amazing. I remember seeing baby baboons on the mommy baboon on their backs, and I mean, we saw like zebras and like everything, giraffes. It was such a once-in-a-lifetime adventure. I think that, you know, something like that, Brendon and I are going to talk about it when we're on our rocking chairs at 80 years old, you know, talking about Amazing Race. Our grandkids are probably not even going to believe the stories that we tell them.
Yeah, one time a cameraman told me that he thought Amazing Race, kind of the best way to put it, is that you take a really good preview of the world. So we don't get to spend a lot of time in places, and it's so quick that we're more concerned with the clue than the Eiffel Tower. So when you see some of these places, you really want to come back. And Tanzania and Rome, I think definitely are my top 2 picks. And you just see so much, but you can't take it all in because you're in such a hurry and you don't care about what's around you, just who's behind you.
Yeah, I think that's our biggest regret from season 20 is that when we were on season 20, we didn't take the time to really enjoy all these places that we were going.
You want to go? Go.
Santiago, Chile was my favorite. We didn't get to spend, a lot of people think that you go to all these places and you get to sightsee, you don't, nothing like that. Like you go, after you're done racing, you go to your room. So that was something, it was so beautiful. It had, it had beautiful mountains and the ocean and everything. It was just gorgeous.
I don't know why I'm laughing. I wonder why we didn't do good on Amazing Race. When our first shot on our first big time on TV was, we need 2 tickets to China, and we were going to Chile. So I knew we were off to a bad start. I don't know how it was going to go from there. But for me, you know, you have a 12-hour or 24 or 48, right? Pit stop? Or is it 12 or 24?
Our first season, our average pit stop time was about 18 hours, and then our second season, we had a lot longer.
Yeah, our second season, our pit stops were like 26 hours.
No,
yeah, I thought on ours it was 24, and they say it on the show, they're like, this is going to be a 12-hour pit stop, or this is going to be 24. And we had a 48-hour pit stop in Argentina, and I remember a lot of the teams were complaining because we had to sleep in tents, but I'm an outdoors guy, and I like sleeping in tents and stuff. And the stars were like, you could reach up and touch the stars, and we were in these tents, and you could see the Andes in the background, and they were grilling, like, I mean, I don't mean to get graphic, but they just were making lamb, you know, on the thing, so fresh lamb, and it was like the best. I will never forget that moment. We went hiking, we had a little time to, actually the 48 hours is what I liked most, just to enjoy.
I was freaking out the whole time because we were in tents, and they kept saying, I think it was the pigs, or something.
Wild boars.
Yes, kept getting eaten by these coyotes the whole time. Like if you had to go to the bathroom, you had to walk far to a porta-john, and I was freaking out because I was like, oh my gosh, what do I have to use the bathroom in the middle of the night? A coyote gets me.
That's the thing that sticks out most. I mean, like again, you hit so many great spots. Well, us we hit 3 or 4, and but you don't have time to enjoy it. You're racing through.
Even like they just said it, when we were in Africa, we had built the safari tent as part of the challenge, and then went back the same night and slept there. And I had to, of course, they told us be careful because you know there's lions, there's elephants, there's. We went out. I went outside to go to the bathroom. And I had my light, and I shined my light out to see where I was walking, and these 2 eyes peer back at me, and they're glowing. And then the head just goes back down, and I realized it was a buffalo. Was like 10 feet away from our tent. And
it was crazy.
Yeah, so they said that you literally, and I wasn't scared of the buffalo, I was scared about the lion that was sitting outside, staring at the buffalo, waiting exactly. And sure enough, that same buffalo walked around and was bumping into the tents during the night, and you know. So these are some of the things that you don't think about, but you really do get to experience a lot in some of these cultures.
I think what's also cool about Amazing Race is that we get to watch it back. So even though we're running through and we might, you know, not even notice something, we get to re-appreciate it almost. So like, you get to re-watch it and you're like, oh yeah, we did go there and it was amazing. And it's some really, really cool stories that you can never forget, these once-in-a-lifetime experiences.
Now we were talking about backstage, just watching the Amazing Amazing Race. It is obviously a very difficult competition. I know when I'm sitting at home on my couch, my first racing, my adrenaline's pumping, and I'm sitting on my couch. Exactly how physically and mentally exhausting is it?
Girl, it is so exhausting, y'all. Oh my god. Brendon and I, the first time we went on it, we're like, okay, we'll be fine. We're in good shape. We're like, we can totally do this. It kicked our butts. And so when we went back for the All-Star season, we trained. We were running, literally, I would run for 4 miles a day. Then I would do an hour of hot yoga. Then I would go do an hour of weight training just to train for the Amazing Race because it is that physically enduring. Like, you are literally training to go on this competition. If you want to do a good job, you have to train that hard.
Yeah, most of the time when you see us on the race, we're either tired or we're hungry, but usually both. So that's why people misread clues, that's why we're cranky, that's why we're irritable. Amazing Race really is like, if you've ever had a 3-hour road trip with somebody and gotten in arguments, you stretch that out for about like 23 days. So that's what the Amazing Race is like.
He was carrying my bags. That's how bad it was.
I did that too.
I did not train for the race at all. We were doing long distance at the time, and I would tell him, oh yeah, I worked out. No, I would walk like 5 laps, and then I went to McDonald's. And so I definitely was not prepared. When we first started, and Phil's like, go. By the time I got to my bag, I was like, oh my god, I'm out of breath. This is terrible.
It was a test to our relationship for sure. It was a lot, like I said, my competitive spirit's up here and hers is down here. And there, I was just like, I was willing to put her on my back. And like, we got in these fights, I'm like, man, if I could just do this with my brother, we'd crush it right now. But it was great doing it with Jordan. We got to know a lot about each other, some things that we didn't want to know about each other, but we had to get that out of the way. But I mean, I'm like, oh man, I got these cool pants for Amazing Race, I got this. I threw everything away because I'm like, just give me all your stuff. I'm wearing 1 pair of pants the rest of the time.
I overpacked. I have like a bag of makeup. I got like 10 pairs of underwear.
And that is a very good point. They don't tell you what to bring. All they do is tell you what you can bring.
Exactly, and they don't tell you what weather you're going to be in. So me, I hate being cold, so I packed so much winter stuff. Thank God I did, because everywhere we went was cold. But it was.
There was at the very end, I forgot where we were.
I think I had like 2 pairs of shoes with me. It was more like a fashion thing for me.
Yeah, my clothes are all over the world now. But there was one point at the end of the race, you thought that speech I gave on Big Brother was a speech. Oh man. Me and Jordan were not even talking. We got done, we ate at separate tables. We go and take showers. She's not talking to me at all. We're sitting at our
I made
hotel.
him eat breakfast by himself.
It was the saddest thing ever. Yeah, it was sad. Every team was like 4 hours ahead of us. Everyone's gone. I'm the only one like eating cereal by myself. She didn't eat with me. So I'm like, listen, whatever happened, happened. We gotta do this. We gotta, all my Tony Robbins, everything that I've learned in my life came out, and I was like, listen, we gotta come together. We love each other. We're gonna do so great today. No matter what comes our way, we are gonna crush this, and nothing's gonna stop us. Yes, let's do it. Ready, go. We get off. She's like, Jeff, I can't find the keys. We're out. I was like, all right, that was great.
The fact that all of us have been on the Amazing Race as couples and are still together speaks volumes about our relationship.
And we asked Jeff and Jordan before we went on Amazing Race on season 20, we're like, hey, so you guys did the race, like, tell us what to pack. And Jeff was like, whatever you think you need to pack, like, don't pack. And I was like, oh, crap. But like, that couldn't even prepare us for what we thought we needed to pack for the race. It's crazy.